So hey my TTC sisters, MommieWannaBee here, and I'm just here with a little update from my last video. Last time I came to you guys, I was getting my second IUI done, or I had just gotten it done. And oh yeah, I showed you guys you know the swimmers and everything at my appointment. I showed you how my doctor actually put it into my right horn of my bicornate uterus, so that the swimmers can go and do whatever they do over there, because I only ovulated from the right side last month. And so I have a sheet of notes here. I didn't want to forget what I wanted to tell you guys, so I just wrote it down. And excuse me if I'm not myself in this video. I'm just I don't know, I guess I'm just a little stressed and a little wondering why it's not happening. So just forgive me if you see a tear or two in this video, but I'm trying not to be sad or be down about it, because we all know how this trying to conceive can be emotional. But I figure if I can be emotional with anybody I can be emotional with you guys, because y'all understand what we are going through. So let me wipe myself up. Okay. So anyway, sorry. I don't mean to cry. I told myself I was not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But sometimes we just can't help it. So anyway, I'm not through my cycle yet. I don't even know why I'm crying, but I'm not through this cycle yet, because I still have 3 more days to go before Aunt Flo shows up, or whatever you want to call her. I still have a few days to go. Today sorry guys, today I am on cycle day 25. I am 10 days past my IUI. So I had my IUI done on May the 31st, and I got it done at 9:45 in the morning. With the IUI, we also did Clomid this cycle, 50 milligrams of Clomid, which I've been doing for about 5 cycles now. If I don't get pregnant this time, this will be our 6th cycle doing Clomid. So Clomid works great with me. I never, in the beginning, I never had a problem with ovulating. So I never really understood why my doctor wanted me to take Clomid, but I kind of understand now, because it helps me produce more eggs, which gives me more chances each month. So now I understand why I take Clomid, although I ovulate on my own. So this past cycle, I developed 3 follicles on my right side. I didn't develop any on my right. So like I told you in my IUI video, my doctor, he only went into my right uterus, because I have a bicornate uterus. Anybody that doesn't know that, you can go back and watch my old videos, but I do have a bicornate uterus. And he did only go into my right horn and injected my husband's semen there. So where should I start? So I took the trigger shot the day before. I mentioned that in my other video, I think. But anyway, I'm going to mention everything again. So I took the trigger shot the day before I took my IUI. My doctor wanted me to take it on that Wednesday, but I just felt like that was just too early. And now I feel like I probably took it too late. So they say after you take your trigger shot, you ovulate anywhere between, I want to say 24 to 36 hours or something after you take your trigger shot. But when I woke up Thursday morning, I was already ovulating, and I didn't want to feel like I was going to ovulate too early for my doctor to inseminate me. So I just went ahead and I did it that Thursday night. And like I said, it was 14 hours after taking the trigger shot. So today I'm cycle day 25, 10 days past IUI. And I was supposed to wait 2 weeks before I tested, but of course I didn't. Just like I didn't wait my first IUI. I was supposed to wait 2 weeks my first IUI, and I went ahead and I tested. I think it was 8 days past my IUI. I went ahead and tested, and it came back negative, and it was on Mother's Day. So I was a little bummed that day. And so I did it again this time. I told myself, Pearl, do not do not test early. Just wait to see if your cycle is going to come. But you know, I'm impatient, so I mean, I feel like I can do whatever I want to do. If I'm going to be pregnant, I'm going to be pregnant. If I'm not, then I'm not. So I just went ahead and I took it this past weekend, and I took that one with the answer strip, and it came back negative. But you know, after about 30 to 35 minutes, I went back and I looked at the test again, and I swear on my life, there's a second line there. But I think it's like an evaporation line. To me, I think it's an evaporation line, because with evaporation lines, you know, evaporation lines, they show up after, you know, your pee on the stick has dried up. So after on the stick, after it has dried up, there's like this little line that shows up, and it doesn't have any color to it. You know, evaporation lines, they have no color. They just look more so like a shadow. So that's exactly what it looks like. It looks more so like a shadow. It has a little tiny bit of a dark color to it, kind of like the test line, but I don't think it's a positive. But you know, I never know. So the next morning, I decided to, you know, take it with the first morning urine, because I was just like, okay, there's a second line there. And I just kept saying, I just kept, like, all day Saturday, I just kept going back, looking at the test, looking at it, putting it underneath the light, holding it in different angles, and, you know, just trying to see. And to me, there was a line there. I even wanted to show my husband, but I didn't show him. So I went back yesterday morning, which was Sunday morning, and I did it with my first morning urine, and you know, it was very negative. It was so negative, it wasn't even funny. But then, you know, later on that night, what are these people doing? So anyway, later on that night, you know, it was like maybe an hour or two, maybe even more after that, I went back and I looked at it, and there was a line there. And it wasn't like once you looked at it, you saw it. You know, you have to hold it a little bit and look at it that way. And I swear, you know, I looked at it upside down, sideways, and everything, and you know, there's still a little evaporation line there. So, you know, I'm calling it an evaporation line. I'm not sure if, you know, if it's really a positive, because I'm still early. I'm not sure if it's just getting the rest of the HCG out of my system, but I figure if I am pregnant and I took the HCG shot, you know, I don't see the HCG getting out of my system I don't see the HCG coming out of my system if I'm pregnant, you know, although I took the shot. But, you know, I really don't know, so it could be. So yeah, that was that. So that's why I'm a little like, you know, why is it not happening yet? Why hasn't it happened for us? And you know, the first time I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna work. And the second time I was like, okay, yeah, so this has got to work. You know, I have 3 follicles ovulating from my right side. He put it into my right uterus. You know, it didn't have anywhere to go but to the egg. So I'm like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm like. But what was I gonna say? Oh, my right side. I think I mentioned this before, but you know, when I had I think it was the HSG test where they shoot the dye up in you. When I had that test done, they did tell me that my right tube was, you know, a little blocked. It wasn't as free flowing as my left side. So I don't know if my right tube being somewhat blocked has something to do with it. But if I'm not pregnant this time, I don't know, next cycle I'm going to start temping. I'm going to start doing the BBT temp, the basal body temperature. I think that's what BBT stand for. So I'm going to start doing my temp. You know, hubby and I are not going to baby dance so close to the IUI date, which we didn't this time. We did good this time. We put a day in between us. So this time we did, you know, we did it, and his count was, it was 3 times higher actually. I don't know if I mentioned that in my other video, but his count was 3 times higher than the last IUI that we had. He is going to start taking his vitamins that the doctor prescribed us to start taking. That the doctor prescribed him to start taking, you know, months ago. My doctor told him to take these vitamins, and we just never gotten them. So, yeah, so as far as symptoms with my IUI this time, I'm sorry if this video is all over the place, but yeah, I'm all over the place today. I know I look a total hot mess, and I just really don't care. So my symptoms for the IUI, I swear, I've been feeling, little things going on, mostly right-sided. After I got my IUI done, for days, I felt, this twisting, and sometimes this stabbing, and sometimes I just feel whatever is going on down there, I mostly feel it on my right side. Sometimes I feel it left-sided, but mostly, like now, I'm feeling something, and it's more so in my, in the right part of my stomach over here. So, I don't know. And also for my IUI, I don't know if any of you ladies like look for it, but I look for, bleeding, or, some brown spotting, or something like between the time I get my IUI and the time my cycle is supposed to start. I'm like looking for that, and the only reason why I'm looking for it is because I feel like if I do see it, it's like, okay, that's implantation. So yeah, I haven't gotten any spotting, any brown, nothing, any bleeding or anything. So I don't know if anybody else looks for, I don't know if any of y'all look for implantation bleeding in between, not only if you get the IUI, but I don't know if any of you guys look for implantation bleeding, but I do for some reason. I look for it. So my symptoms that I'm having, when I ovulated this past time, I definitely felt it. So I knew for a fact that I started ovulating on either that Thursday morning or that Wednesday night, because like I said, when I woke up that Thursday morning, I took an OPK and it was positive. Migraines, oh my goodness. After I had my IUI done, like 2 days later, I had this killer migraine. And mind you, my husband and I, we also did a lot of cleaning in one of our apartments. We did like some heavy cleaning because we had a new tenant to move in. So I put it due towards that, but ever since then, like, I can just sneeze the wrong way or just like turn my head and look the wrong way, and a headache will come on, and I just have to sit there and just marinate in it for a minute or two, and then it just kind of disappears. But I never have headaches. I've had headaches as a child. I got hit by a car, so I've had headaches after that incident happened, for a few years. But in my adulthood, I hardly ever have headaches, and I never had a migraine like the way I had that day. So, I know some people say, migraines and everything can come from hormonal changes. So I don't know if that could be a symptom. But another symptom I've been having, which, it's nothing new at all, because I'm always tired. Like, I'm always just so dead tired, just because of the type of work that I do. I work in a small medical office, and I have a lot on my plate, so I'm always just so tired. Like, on the weekends, I just sleep in till like 2 o'clock. Not even kidding. I'm always super tired. And also, for the past, since I had my IUI done, my poor nipples have been so sore. Not to the point to where it's like, nobody touches me, but if I kind of hit it, hit my nipple or something, it's noticeable. It's not like, oh, ouch. It's nothing like that. It's just like, I hit it, and then I'm like, why is it so sore? So that's another symptom that I've been having, and that has just been like every day. Like, even today, if I pinch them, they feel very sore. And even my husband, he looked at them the other day, and he said that they look like baby bottles, like, because they were, just, how your nipples get when you get cold. They kind of like shrivel a little bit. I don't know, for some reason mine just look very shriveled up, if that makes sense. They look very like wrinkly and very tight, I guess I should say. But they were sore. And yeah, that's pretty much all the symptoms that I have. Sorry if this video, was just so long. Like I said, I'm just I don't know. I'm just over this whole trying to conceive thing. If the IUI doesn't work this time, we are going to try it again, next cycle. And then after that, my next cycle will be on our cruise. So I'm going to talk to my doctor what he suggests us to do about that, because when we do go on our cruise, the week that we go is the week that I ovulate, and I'm not sure if I should take a trigger shot or what, but I don't even think I'm going to do any of that. I just think I'm going to go on the cruise, and I'm not going to think about any of this, and I'm just going to have a good time with my husband. So that's it, and that's it about my IUI and everything. But I do have like a little, I guess, disclaimer, or not disclaimer, but I would like to tell you guys a little bit about the Clomid in this video as well. So the Clomid, one of my side effects for Clomid is that it makes me very, it has been making me very dry. And I thought it was the Clomid that's been making me very dry, but you know, lately my husband has pointed it out. You know, he just came to me one day and he was like, you know, is it the medication or what is it, you know, that's, you know, not making you produce like you used to? And I think it's the Clomid. Either it's the Clomid or the shot. So if anybody is taking Clomid or doing the Avadryl shot, I would say the Clomid because I noticed it before I was even taking the Avadryl trigger shot. So if anybody is taking Clomid 50 milligrams and you are noticing some dryness, yes, it is due to the Clomid. And what I suggest you use is, I've heard some people say, I think I've heard people say use aspirin or something like that, or take Robitussin, but yes, I'm taking fertility medications, but I'm more anti, you know, drugs. I'm already taking fertility drugs, so I don't want to go out and, you know, take Robitussin with it and do, or take aspirin or anything else with it. So what I've been doing is I've been using Pre-Seed, which is a sperm-friendly lubrication. It can be found at pretty much any drugstore. I've seen it at Walgreens and I've also seen it at CVS, and you can also order it online. It is called Pre-Seed, and it also is supposed to help you be able to conceive, because if your environment is acidic, it helps your husband's or your spouse's or whoever, it helps his sperm cell to, you know, live long enough to travel to the egg so that your acidic area is not killing them off. So yes, just wanted to throw that into this video real quick. And thank you so much for the love that I get from you guys. I read everybody's messages. I read all you guys' comments. It really means so much, and it really does mean a lot to know that I can come here and, you know, just talk to you guys. Well, talking to my phone, but it's just nice to know that I can come and, you know, just talk to you guys and just vent and just, you know that I have a group of ladies that are watching me that truly understands what I'm going through. And I wish all you guys the best of luck, and just continue to watch my videos. Someday you'll see a bouncing baby in one of my videos, hopefully someday soon, and hopefully someday I'll see a bouncing baby in, you know, some of you guys' videos that I've been following and who's been trying to conceive. And, you know, some of you have conceived, and I do want to congratulate you all. But for those of us that have not conceived yet, I cannot wait to see your little beautiful baby. So I'm going to go back into work and get some work done. Just wanted to come and do this video real quick. So yeah. And as you can see, I did take my braids out. I don't know if I had them out in my other video, but I took my braids out, and now I'm back with this natural hair that I have no idea what to do for the summer. So I'm going to go get up out this heat, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.